Hey everyone, I seemed to blow up the radical left last night. I filed a resolution that would ban biological men from women's private spaces on the Hill.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about this insanity. I mean, really, come on. What would you expect? Of course this was gonna happen, 110%. So we're gonna talk about Nancy versus Sarah. So before we move forward here, because I got a couple of really good things to talk about, thank you so much for liking, subscribing. Thanks for joining my channel. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for helping the channel grow. I totally appreciate it. So I really, this is an important topic, and I saw this coming from a mile away, as a lot of us probably did. I want to bring up this real quick here. Here we go. A Republican Congresswoman has introduced a bill to ban transgender women from using female bathrooms in the U.S. Capitol, just weeks after the first openly transgender lawmaker was elected to the House of Representatives. On Tuesday, South Carolina's Nancy Mace said her resolution was absolutely a response to the election of Sarah McBride, who will be sworn into office in January. McBride called the move a blatant attempt from far right-wing extremists to distract from the fact that they have no real solutions to what America is facing. Republicans campaigned heavily on opposing transgender rights during the election. At a closing rally, Donald Trump said he would keep transgender insanity the hell out of schools and men out of women's sports. The resolution introduced on Monday does not specifically mention McBride, but Mace told reporters on Tuesday that it's 100% because of McBride, according to the Washington Post. This is about women and our right to privacy, our right to safety, Mace said. I'm not going to allow biological men into women's private spaces. It's at the height of hypocrisy. So, like I said in the beginning, what did you all expect? Okay, I think both sides, to be honest with you, are just going at it. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I actually don't blame this situation. I'm going to keep saying it to the transgender community. You have to take some responsibility for this. When you let those people into our community because you said self-ID, anyone can be trans, it let predators in. And we have full-on proof of it. They've been posting it forever. So now women are mad because these predators went into locker rooms and pulled their penises out. And I just don't understand how you don't see why this is happening. Okay, I didn't say I agree with it, but I want you to understand why it's happening. Okay, it's happening for a reason. It's not just happening out of nowhere. I've been using the men's room forever. A lot of my trans women friends have been using the women's room forever. No one says anything because you walk in. Now, Sarah passes as a woman. If this thing wasn't all crazy and out of control, I bet you Sarah could have just showed up, used the woman's toilet, and nobody would have had a say-so in it. So I'm going to start with this video right here.
Hey everyone, I seemed to blow up the radical left last night. I filed a resolution that would ban biological men from women's private spaces on the Hill. I'm just getting started, and I've already nowhere near stopping, and the death threats that I'm receiving now aren't going to stop me either. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. Come at me, bro. Or bros in this case. I'm not going to take your threats for an answer, and I'm going to fight like hell for women and girls to keep men out of women's private spaces, to include bathrooms, restrooms, locker rooms, changing rooms, you name it. You are not welcome.
So I don't understand why you don't see what she's saying. Okay, I really don't. Now, that being said, it sucks. It sucks for all of us, not just you. It sucks for me too. If you notice, this whole thing again is all about trans women. Never do they mention trans men. Never do they mention keep women out of the men's restroom. Never do they say that. There's a reason they don't say that, because you didn't see any of us go and act insane in male spaces. It was all of these predator men acting like they want to be women, and then just totally, I think if everyone was like Sarah McBride, I don't think anybody would have actually had an issue with it and just gone about their business and been welcoming to whatever the situation was. So you have to, again, we've got to have some responsibility in this community for this nonsense, because now watch this.
Video goes out to Congress Woman Nancy Mace. Congresswoman Nancy Mace, I hope that one day I do find you in that women's bathroom and I grab your ratty looking hair and drag your face down to the floor while I repeatedly bash it in until
What?
the blood's everywhere and you're dead. Thank you. I hope that Nancy Mace receives this message well. Kisses.
Disgusting. And you're acting like this is all transphobia. What is that? Why is that? I have seen so many videos prior to this whole thing here happening of these trans women threatening women constantly. Your man wants me. We're hotter than you. My vagina's better than yours. Just the stuff you have been saying to women. What? So I'm just going to keep saying it. I don't blame them. I do not blame them. And it's going to not only hurt you, it's going to hurt me too. Okay? Because now I have to have some integrity around this, and I can't use the men's room anymore because it would be hypocritical of me to do that when I'm sort of on some level agreeing with what's happening. Now, that being said, how do we get back to a space where we as transsexual people can walk the world as men and women and not get these kind of bills passed against us? Again, if you look at it, it's always about trans women. Here we go. So the trans women are hurting the trans men. I want you to really see that. Okay. Secondly, remember, I'm a female. I come to this with a whole different energy and a whole different space. So I'm not picking sides. So don't even start that nonsense. I am showing you why this is happening and why I'm so disgusted with the trans rights activists creating this problem. Now, I'm going to give Sarah a little bit of time here because I want you to see what she, and also both of them are saying the far right extremists, the far left extremists, it's always about that. It's always been about that. Okay. I think a lot of you and I are really middle ground people. And now we are going to suffer because of these far, ideas going on. But again, I'm going to come back to, I don't blame the women in any way, shape, or form. They feel unsafe. Why aren't people hearing that? They feel unsafe because they have actually been attacked. I just showed you right there.
This is a weird and bizarre obsession with trans people on the part of the Republican Party. And I agree with Republican governors who, when presented with the spate of anti-LGBTQ bills passed in state legislatures across the country, said these are solutions in search of a problem. And that's what we have to be crystal clear about moving forward. Because whenever you see a politician or a political party focus in on an issue that impacts a handful of people in a handful of places,
it's not a handful.
You have to ask yourself why. And the answer to that is they are trying to distract. They are trying to distract from what they are actually doing. And over the next 4 years, every single time we see any member of the Trump-Vance administration talk about trans people, talk about immigrants, talk about Muslims, talk about any vulnerable group in this country, look what they're doing with their right hand. Because I can guarantee you at that same moment, they are working to pick the pockets of American workers.
Okay, so I'm just going to say this, okay? So I understand what Sarah is trying to say here. And again, Sarah, you have to remember your biology and where you were socialized and where you come from. You're not listening to women, okay? You're not. And if you really actually had some integrity, which I'm going to read something and I kind of think she does, you would just say, you know what? It's fine. I'll make a third bathroom and I'll just use that one. Okay. Make a other gender neutral bathroom, which I've been saying from day one. Make a third toilet. We're all good. Let's move on. We shouldn't be spending this much time on toilet issues, but we need to spend time like this. If women are not feeling safe, we have to hear them. Okay. So that's really where I stand in this space. Why are you not just listen to the women, Sarah? Okay. It's not just about trans people. There is a bigger picture here. Women have been feeling threatened by some of these very disingenuous trans women, and they have every right to feel that way, okay? So I think you should also listen to women. Wanting to be a woman, you should be listening to women. So And I'm not disagreeing that there's some distraction all the way around on some level. But at the same time, can we just move on? Make a third toilet, move on, have some integrity with what you want to do, Sarah, and then we can get on. But I just want to read this real quick message from Sarah that says, I'm not here to fight about bathrooms. I'm here to fight for Delawareans and to bring down costs facing families. Like all members, I will follow the rules as outlined by Speaker Johnson, even if I disagree with them. There you go. Great. Take the high road. Awesome. So that means if it says she can't use the toilet in the women's, then she's not going to do it. She just said it right there. So that's great. Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that very much. I want to bring this one last video up because this one is actually really important. You got to hear what she says.
The question is, with your piece of legislation about banning women from using...
100% yes.
My question to you is...
And it doesn't go far enough. I'll be filing more bills.
You have said that it was created in response to Congresswoman-elect McBride.
100%. And
but should legislation be created targeted at one specific person?
It doesn't mention anyone in the legislation, but
you've said it was aimed at her.
No, I have said it's a result of this. I'm not going to allow biological men into women's private spaces. I will stand in the brink and stand in the way of anyone on the radical left who thinks that it's okay for a penis to be in a women's locker room or a bathroom or a changing room. Hell no. I'm not going to stand for it. And the Speaker said it would be in the House rules package. If it's not, I will be ready with a motion, a privileged motion to force a vote on this. This is not okay. I'm a survivor of rape. I'm a survivor of sexual abuse. And I'm not going to allow any man in any female private spaces.
Now, Speaker,
end of story. And by the way, I'm getting death threats from men pretending to be women. Why is it that these crazy people, the insanity, the radical left, are willing to kill women over a man's right to be in a women's restroom?
Speaker Johnson has said...
It's a great point. She first off, she's a survivor of SA. Come on, people. Listen, a lot of women are, by the way, okay? So, of course, it's uncomfortable for men to be in the women's... Sarah is a biological male, period, people. Come on. I'm just, like, get a grip here. And I do believe Sarah is trying to take the high road here. She just said, if they say she can't use it, she won't do it. But this is bigger than that, okay? I already knew this was going to happen. You did and I did. So let's, as the trans community, take a little bit of responsibility for this. Back up a little bit, okay? Understand what's going on here. And then maybe we can reevaluate the whole situation. But we've got to listen to... That woman is pissed. She is pissed. And she's in a position to actually change some laws. So if we want to continue to be part of this world together, we have to understand in our own community what has gone wrong, and we have to look at trying to fix that so these things don't happen and we can start to move forward again. Thanks again for watching. I totally appreciate it. You know, this is a very, very, very horrible situation that we're all in on some level, and I hope that we can find a solution real quick and we can get out back to figuring out the bigger main issues of what's going on in this country, and people can get back to having happy, beautiful lives. With that, thanks so much for watching, subscribing, liking, doing all those things, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.